2.5 years ago, many people told me I was crazy. A 60-year-old woman hitting the road alone with just my two small dogs and a dream to see America. It's too dangerous, they said. You're too old, they whispered. Well, 30,000 miles and 25 states later, I'm here to tell you why they were absolutely wrong and why age 60 might just be the perfect time to start your solo adventure. Hey there, welcome back to Making My Own Lane. I'm Nancy, and if you're new here, this channel is all about proving that life doesn't slow down after 60. It just gets more interesting. Today, we're exploring the question I get asked a lot. Should you really travel alone after 60? And I'm not just talking theory here. I've been living this life for 2.5 years, traveling 200 miles at a time across this incredible country with my two four-legged co-pilots, Rufus and Willie. So grab your coffee or whatever you're drinking, settle in, and let me share what I've learned about how hard and scary solo RV travel after 60 is not. But before I start, let me invite you to my 1-year YouTube anniversary and celebration. In a nutshell, when I started this channel, I honestly had no idea if anyone would be interested in following along on this unconventional journey. Yet here we are, 1 year later, and incredibly close to hitting 5,000 subscribers. And every single one of you has made this possible. And I appreciate you more than I can express in words. So I've created a few things to say thank you and to give you additional ways to interact and support this channel as I move into year 2. If you want to participate or learn more, go to the video I just released last Sunday. I'll link it in the description after you watch this video, of course. First, I'm celebrating my 1-year YouTube anniversary and that upcoming magical 5,000 subscriber mark with a special giveaway. I'll be giving away an adventure board from Rivet Supply Company to one lucky subscriber. These boards are perfect for planning your own adventures, sharing your destinations with your family and friends, and I can't wait to put one in the hands of someone in our community who's ready to start mapping out their own dream life. I have found it a really fun way to display those stickers I get whenever I visit a new place. And if you switch RVs, you can just detach it and take it with you without losing all those great memories. Thank you to Rivet Supply Company for providing this board to help celebrate my YouTube 1-year anniversary. To enter, just follow the directions and check out the contest rules in that video. Second, if you've been looking for a way to become more involved in my journey and connect with fellow adventure seekers, I'd love to welcome you into either the Campfire Circle or Adventure Co-Pilots family. Click the join button below this video to explore both options and choose what feels right for you. Remember, there's absolutely no pressure. Your support through views, comments, likes, and shares has already meant everything to me. These memberships simply offer another way for those who want to participate deeper into our community and adventure. You can see all the details when you click on the join button or watch last Sunday's video to see everything I'm sharing with my members. I'll let you in on a secret. My favorite is the monthly personal postcard from wherever I am in the country. Okay, back to the topic at hand, and let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say the concerns everyone loves to share when you mention solo RV travel after 60. I've heard them all. What if something happens to your RV in the middle of nowhere? What if you get lost without cell service? What about safety? A woman alone on the road, how will you protect yourself? Aren't you too old to handle the physical demands? What about medical emergencies? And you know what? These aren't unreasonable concerns. They're actually smart questions that deserve honest answers. But here's what I've discovered. Every single one of these concerns has a solution, and most of them apply to any age. The difference? At 60 plus, we actually have some advantages that younger travelers don't. First, let's talk about the practical stuff. After decades of life experience, we're generally better at planning, more patient with problem solving, and we have the wisdom to know when to ask for help. I've watched 25-year-olds panic over a flat tire, while I calmly called roadside assistance and made a new friend at the repair shop. The RV community is incredibly welcoming, especially to solo travelers. I've never once felt truly alone on this journey because there's always someone willing to lend a hand or to share advice. And you know what? Many times they're over 50 themselves. Now let's talk about why 60 plus might actually be the ideal time for solo RV travel. Financial freedom. First, there's the financial aspect. Many of us have reached a point where we're more financially stable than we've ever been. Maybe the mortgage is paid off, the kids are independent, or we have retirement savings. This isn't about being wealthy. It's about having more control over our expenses and fewer financial obligations. I can travel on about $2,000 a month, including fuel, campgrounds, and dog expenses. That's less than many people pay for rent, and my rent comes with a different view every week. Second, we have something younger travelers often don't: time. No rushing back for Monday morning meetings. I love that. No coordinating with school schedules. I can stay 3 weeks in Utah if the hiking is incredible, or move on after 2 days if a place doesn't speak to me. This flexibility lets me travel at 200-mile intervals, really savoring each destination instead of just racing through a checklist. Third, and this is huge, we have decades of life experience. We know how to read people. We trust our instincts, and we're not trying to prove anything to anyone. When that inner voice says, "This doesn't feel right," we listen, and we can drive off if necessary. When someone offers genuine help, we recognize it and accept it gracefully. And at 60 plus, we're also clear about what matters. I don't need to find the hippest campground or the most Instagrammable spot. I want clean bathrooms, reliable Wi-Fi when needed, and a place where Willie and Rufus can play. This clarity makes decision-making so much easier. Now, I promised you honesty, so let's talk about the real challenges I faced in the 2.5 years on the road. The physical aspect is real. Setting up and breaking down camp, managing water and sewer connections, driving a large vehicle, it requires physical capability. But here's what I've learned. It's not about being as strong as a 30-year-old. It's about being smart. I invested in quality equipment that makes tasks easier: lightweight hoses, a tow dolly, and backup cameras. I do my setup and breakdown slowly, in stages. Rome wasn't built in a day, and I don't need to unhook my RV in 5 minutes. I usually start breaking down camp the day before I leave, and I take my time. Safety was my biggest initial worry, but actual experience taught me that common sense and preparation are your best tools. I research my routes. I trust my instincts about places and people. I stay connected. I check in with family regularly. I'm active in women RVer groups, and I share my location with certain trusted family members and friends. Plus, having Rufus and Willie means I'm never truly alone, and their presence is both companionship and security. Even a 16-pound Shih Tzu barks when someone comes near my RV and is an excellent deterrent. Mechanical issues and breakdowns. Here's something that surprised me. I've become much more mechanically inclined than I ever thought possible, not only because I had to, but because I wanted to understand my home on wheels. I can check fluids, change a tire, and troubleshoot basic electrical issues. But more importantly, I learned to build a network. I have a trusted mechanic's number in every region, Good Sam roadside assistance, and a breakdown insurance policy. Problems can seem more like adventures instead of disasters when you're prepared. Let's talk about the loneliness and isolation question, because people assume solo means lonely. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. I choose solitude when I want it, and I seek connection when I need it. The RV community provides instant social opportunities. Solo RVer groups organize meetups. Campgrounds host activities, and there's always someone walking their dog at the same time you are. Some of my deepest conversations have happened with strangers around a campfire or listening to a band, but I've also learned to love my own company in ways I never did before. There's something profoundly peaceful about watching a sunset with just my dogs, or reading a whole book in an afternoon in complete quiet. At 60 plus, we're old enough to appreciate solitude without fearing it. Let's talk about what nobody tells you: the unexpected joys that make every challenge worth it. At 60 plus, you think you know yourself pretty well. but remove all the familiar routines, social expectations, the roles you played for decades, and something magical happens. You rediscover parts of yourself that got buried under years of shoulds and responsibilities. It's like peeling the layers off an onion. Just when I think I really know myself, I find out something new. I've started writing seriously for the first time in years. I wake up before dawn to write before the day begins, and things get busy. I've had conversations with local historians, park rangers, and fellow travelers that have changed my entire perspective on everything from history to philosophy. The 200-mile travel day approach I've adopted isn't just practical, it's revolutionary. Instead of rushing from coast to coast, I'm experiencing America in digestible pieces. 200 miles usually means 3 to 5 hours of driving, leaving plenty of time to actually experience where you are. I've discovered that the real America isn't in the tourist destinations, it's in the small towns between them. The cafes where locals gather every morning, the family run campground where 3 generations work together, the roadside stands selling peaches that taste like sunshine. Here's something I never anticipated: the pure joy of making decisions based solely on what interests you. No committees, no compromises, no considering anyone else's preferences. If you want to spend 3 days exploring coal mines in West Virginia or caves in Kentucky, go for it. If I decide I need ocean therapy in Maine, I head north. This might sound selfish, but it's actually liberating in a way that makes you a better person. Whether you're fulfilled in following your authentic interests, you have more to give when you do connect with others. Okay, so maybe you're considering starting your own RV adventure. Let's talk practical steps. Start small. Don't start with a cross-country odyssey. Take weekend trips, then week-long adventures. Learn your RV's quirks when you're close to home and familiar services. I started with 3-day trips to state parks within 100 miles of my home. Choose your RV wisely. Size matters, but not how you think. Bigger isn't better for solo travel. Manageable is better. I chose a 27-foot Class C motorhome. It's large enough for comfortable living, but small enough that I can handle it confidently. I can park in most places, navigate narrow roads, and fuel stops aren't too terrifying. Look for features that matter to solo travelers: good visibility, easy to reach controls, reliable systems, and adequate storage. Don't get caught up in luxury features that will cost you a lot of money and that you may never use. Technology is your friend. I use apps for campground reviews, weather navigation, and staying connected. I'm active in solo RVer Facebook groups where people share everything from route recommendations to real-time safety updates. But also prepare for when technology fails. Take pictures of your route directions, have emergency supplies, a first aid kit, and extra medications, as well as emergency contacts who know your itinerary. Even getting stuck in traffic for a few hours may mean a chance to eat a meal while you have nothing else to do. Financially, create a realistic budget and stick to it for the first few months. Track everything: fuel, campgrounds, food, maintenance, entertainment, stickers. You'll quickly learn your actual costs and can adjust accordingly. You can get my RV budget planner tracker for free. Just head over to my website, makingmyownlane.com, or click the link I'll leave in the description. I log and keep track of every dollar I spend with this spreadsheet. Some people recommend don't burn bridges. Keep your home base while you test the waters. You can always downsize later if full-time RV life becomes your permanent choice. But I did burn bridges pretty fast. I sold my house and everything in it before I hit the road. After testing the waters for a couple of months, I jumped right in. I didn't want to worry about a house anymore or all the stuff in it, and I have not regretted that decision for even a minute. Now let's address those voices, maybe external, maybe internal, that say you're too old. It's too risky. It's not practical. To those who say you're too old, age is not a disqualifier, it's an asset. Your experience, patience, and wisdom are advantages. You're not too old to start a new adventure. You're perfectly positioned for it. If not now, then when? To those who say it's too risky, life is risky. Going to the store is risky. Staying home is risky. At least you're on the road. You're accumulating experiences, not regrets. Besides, the RV community is filled with people who look out for each other. To those who say it's not practical, I'm living proof that it's not only practical, but enriching. My expenses are lower than traditional living. My health is better from my active outdoor lifestyle. My mental well-being has never been stronger. Most importantly, to that inner voice that whispers, you're not brave enough or you're not capable enough, that voice is wrong. You've survived decades of life, raised families, built careers, and weathered storms. If you can do all that, you can certainly handle a house on wheels. Let me share something personal. 2.5 years ago, I was stuck in routines that no longer served me, surrounded by possessions I didn't need, spending time on obligations that drained rather than energized me. Today, my life fits in 200 square feet, and I've never felt more expansive. I wake up excited about the day ahead. I fall asleep so grateful for experiences I couldn't have imagined every night. I've learned that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's feeling the fear and moving forward anyway. Every day on the road, I do something that would have intimidated the person I was 3 years ago. But here's the real transformation. I've stopped asking permission from my dreams, not from society's expectations about age, not from family concerns, not from financial advisors who think I should be more sensible. This journey taught me that at 60 plus, we're not winding down. We're just getting started on the chapters we get to write entirely for ourselves. So, should you really travel alone after 60? If you're healthy enough to drive, curious enough to explore, and brave enough to step outside your comfort zone, then absolutely yes. But more than that, you should do it because you're 60 plus, not in spite of it. Will there be challenges? Yes, there will be. Will you sometimes feel overwhelmed, lonely, or uncertain? Of course. But will you also experience freedom, growth, and joy in ways you've never imagined? Without question. The road doesn't care about your age. It only cares about your willingness to embrace what it has to teach you. And trust me, if you're open to learning, the road is an excellent teacher. Tomorrow, Rufus, Willie, and I are headed 200 miles north to do some exploring in Kentucky. We'll take our time, stop when something catches our eye, and make decisions based purely on what sounds interesting to us. We spent some time in Kentucky last year, too, and had such a great time that I'm headed back again. It's not just a travel plan, that's a life philosophy, and it's available to anyone brave enough to turn the key and drive toward their own horizon. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Are you considering solo RV travel? What's holding you back? What questions do you have? This community is here to support each other. Don't forget to subscribe to Making My Own Lane for more real talk about life after 60. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our weekly adventures. And if you found this helpful, please share it with someone who might need to hear this. I hope you'll join me next week for more 60 plus RV life and observations. Check out my 1-year YouTubeversary celebration video and join me for the live giveaway on Thursday, September 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, the road is calling, and at 60 plus, you're finally free to answer. Until next time, keep making your own lane.
Big wheels keep on turning. Get me home to see my kin. Singing songs about the Southland. I miss Alabama once again.